So okay, hello guys. Wait, wrong screen. So okay, hello guys. Welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. I just literally made this presentation and haven't even, read through anything, if I'm gonna be honest. So I kind of have to freestyle it, but yeah. Whoa. Okay. So now everything works very good. And yeah, the title is obviously the hardest part of building a business is sitting with yourself. And yeah, this is why most people think business is hard, is just that, just sitting alone in a room, obviously, I think, from my opinion, that's the hardest part. I mean, because I want to connect with people, talk. I think the funniest part about businesses, obviously one-on-one businesses, when you get to actually meet guys on Zoom, and obviously it's like terrifying and you're scared, but it's like just sitting behind the screen all day is also like not good for your social life, I guess. I mean, not like also like social life, it's also a bit bad in just in for your psychology also. But what most beginners believe the hardest part is learning the right skill, making money. I mean, obviously it is hardest part, because in order for you to make money, you have to sit alone in your room. So yeah, but making money, finding the perfect strategy, and understanding the business model. But that is rarely the problem, because the real challenge begins when the work gets quiet. And that's exactly what I meant, is when you are just alone at your desk, without any music, without any distractions, without anything, like literally anything, and you're just like literally alone at the desk and just do your stuff. And yeah, what also a hard part is, but that's like really a hard part that everybody knows, is like outreach. I mean, if we are talking about outreach, like I'm just skipping. But the real problem, silence feels uncomfortable. And that's obviously when you build something real, there's a long periods of no instant feedback, no visible progress, no certainty, no stimulation, and no emotional reward. And I already kind of talked at this, if you guys watch it, I don't know, in the video of how to quit gaming. It's kind of the same thing, where your brain is just not getting stimulated at all, and that's why you just don't see any progress, don't see anything, because your brain just gets this no reward or no emotional reward signal, or no feedback, and that's very bad for your psychology. You start doubting yourself, you start questioning why you even started in the first place, and it goes way beyond that. And that is obviously when most people escape. They go back to the escape route, is scrolling, gaming, random videos, music all day, checking notifications, switching tasks. Switching tasks is obviously a big thing, because especially on outreach, this is what I saw most, guys. I literally, switching tasks because they, because it felt boring, or I don't know, like it's just didn't work. They didn't want to listen to music while they're doing outreach, and they only can do outreach with music on. And yeah, but the real reason is definitely not because they are lazy or you are lazy. It's because silence exposes how scattered the mind really is. And that's very important to note. From my cam, I don't even know where to move this, I'm gonna be honest, for you to see everything. I also see right now that this text is right here. I don't even know what that is. Okay. But why the brain runs back to distraction is obviously the mismatch between the brain wants what real businesses give you, kind of, the feeling basically. And the brain naturally prefers obviously certainty, again, fast reward, novelty, emotional comfort, and visible progress. But a real business gives you always, like, this is like I can give you like a check mark, I'm saying a check, really a check on this. A real business gives you delayed reward, uncertainty, repetition, and boredom and invisible progress. I mean, for sure, invisible progress. And also delayed rewards is gonna be like most of the time that you're probably struggling with, because you, even though you are doing the output, even though you're reaching to everybody out, you know, every day, still reaching out to 100 guys, you know, you still could just like get absolutely nothing and do the skills that you have to do in order to even get your clients, and it doesn't even matter. But this is basically where, you know, this matters more than skill. And a lot of people think they need a course, more information, strategy, or tools, and the real thing is just staying with the task when the mind wants to escape. And that's very important. This is just where you build your discipline, your self-trust, and, you know, your focus obviously gets stronger, because you have to think always about this. Your mind is basically just like a muscle, you know. You must train your muscles. It's, when I first started out, I did like, I'm not even trolling, 50-minute sessions, 10-minute pause. And then after, you know, every week I tried to add another 10 minutes, add another 10 minutes, add another 10 minutes, add another 10 minutes. And when you always do this, add another 10 minutes, then you're all of a sudden getting to 3 hours, 2 hours, or I don't know, like 4 hours. And you're just basically, you know, training your mind or your muscles, because obviously, you know, to get into flow state, you know, or even to stay in flow state, it takes a bit more than, you know, just saying, okay, let's do it for 3 hours, obviously, because, you know, you have to build the muscle for your mind. And yeah, it's obviously also better decisions happen off of this. And yeah. Whoa, okay, whoa. So now, next. So the identity built in silence obviously is the quiet phase, is where identity changes. You know, either your gaming identity or your drinking identity or anything like this. Obviously, because that just shows you your real goals, your real passion. If you really want this, if you, I don't know, really want to change your life, basically, if you want to quit, you know, life is testing you, bro. I'm gonna be honest, like, life is just testing you and just like literally asking you straight one-on-one if you want to really do this. And this is just, you know, when you keep working without instant reward, you become, you know, more disciplined, obviously, calmer under uncertainty, emotionally stronger, more focused, and, you know, obviously also harder to distract in general. So if you are looking at TikTok or anything, or if your, you know, buddy or a friend is just watching TikTok, you're obviously way harder to distract, because you have more laser focus, you have more like a laser beam. And yeah, you know, obviously, if I always think about focus, I always think about like a laser just pointing into one direction with very much force just built into like this tiny circle, if I can say it like this. That's how I always think about focus, if I'm gonna be honest. But, you know, this is obviously what separates builders from consumers, or, you know, makers from consumers. And boredom is not the enemy. Most beginners treat boredom like a problem. It's, you know, the moment the task feels boring is usually the exact point where growth begins. I always say this. It's also when you start doubting yourself, then, you know, this is the moment where your mind will start to grow, because obviously it's, you can like kind of relate to this as to sports, because, you know, when you're doing like, let's say you can do, or you bench like 60 kilos. So you know that you can do 60 kilos times 8, or 8 repetitions. And if you do 9, then you know that it will probably be way harder than doing the 8. It's obvious, you know. And then you also know that in the 1 repetition, what you do on the top, you're basically, you know, growing your muscles more, because you did 1 more. So, you know, it's again kind of that type of thinking. It also makes sense on, you know, a scientific basis. And this is obviously where most people quit way too early, when outreach gets boring. Is like 90%, guys. I'm not even trolling on monetize. I'm in this program, okay? I know this. I'm not even trolling, guys. I think there are 13k. I think 13k members in monetize, okay? And 50 are online, so they are working. Only 50 people, like from 30k. Guys, like, this is crazy, okay? So I'm really talking out of experience right now. I've seen this, okay? I've seen this. And how to train this skill is obviously start creating small moments of intentional silence. You know, to, can I say this? Just train your mind basically on the scenarios where, you know, you just know that your mind will gonna fuck with you, you know. It's kind of that type of thing. And obviously, you know, these are now the 5 things. I wanted to say 6, I can't even read, but these are the 5 things obviously that will, you know, help you train the skill more, or just task, I can say it more like task if you want to do it. Work without background noise. You know, you don't have to do it like every day, but, you know, like, just mix it in, you know, just make your working environment a bit like, mix it up. And work without your phone. Very important, guys. You never, if I'm gonna be honest, I also have my phone right here always when I'm doing outreach, but I'm kind of used to it, if I'm gonna be honest, to not have any notifications on my phone, so I've never looking at it anyways. I'm not that kind of person that looks at it. But if you're like really struggling with this, definitely put your phone away, like, not like this away, it's not like a meter away, it's like different room type of thing, so that you are just 100% certain that you will not touch your phone while, you know, like, just doing this. And obviously also, you know, sit with your thoughts, you know, let your thoughts just be with you, you know. You're learning everything, and then you just don't want your mind to give you any thoughts of it. So, obviously, you know, there will be other thoughts as well, which we all have and know, but, you know, what you also don't or should not do is switching tasks, because this kills your focus immediately. But if you're switching tasks, you might as well just gonna like leave it alone, this business, or, you know, just quit like at the minute, because switching tasks is like you're getting into flow state and then all of a sudden you're just stopping. So it literally doesn't make any sense at all to switch tasks. You never should do that at any circumstances, only if you literally, your mother is calling you that she's in the hospital and you have to go. That's like literally the only thing you should do something like this. And yeah, whatever. Let discomfort stay for a moment. And that's very important, because to get in discomfort is just building your character a bit. I can say it like this. It's just building your character a bit, because, you know, you will not always feel comfortable, obviously also in the, you know, entrepreneur stage, because, you know, obviously there are some months that are better than some months that are worse. And what the fuck happened, bro? What the fuck? You know, there are some months that are better and some months that are worse, and you just have to deal with the stress. You know, obviously it's way harder than just being employed, guys. You're earning like, you have the potential to earn like 10 times more, or even 100 times more, 1000 times more, and you have to live with, you know, basically with the consequences. And yeah, this is obviously training your emotional control, and emotional control obviously creates real focus. And the real truth about building a business is obviously the hardest part is often not offers, clients, systems, content, or even money. Money is always kind of this thing, just like, because money, you know, you have to go through everything to get the money. So, you know, it's kind of not like here, but it shouldn't be here. But let's just pretend like I've never seen it. So it is learning how to sit with your own mind, okay? With your own mind, that's very important. as long enough to build something meaningful. And this is just where you basically real discipline starts, because everybody can, you know, work when it makes fun, and everybody can, you know, just, how can I even say this? Everybody is working when everything is good, but if you're just, you know, like, if one thing doesn't work out right, then, you know, like, you just immediately know that you're gonna quit, bro, because like you don't know what it's like with like no music. It's like with like I don't know the other explanations, and you know, or which problem you are facing, I don't know. And this is just where real discipline starts. And let me move my whoa, okay, whoa, okay, I want to move my cam, bro, please. Okay, so again, final thought is just for you guys to, if you can sit with yourself, okay, without needing constant noise, constant dopamine, or constant distraction. Very important, you become much harder to break. Not breaking in the sense of like, okay, you're like the hardest person I've ever met and everything like this, but like said in a way where your mind is way stronger than before, like way stronger before, because you know how the dungeon is looking, basically, you know. And this is just when your focus becomes real, your discipline becomes natural, you know. It's what you're building then actually starts compounding. And you know, and at last I wanted to say, tomorrow, that's just, you know, the message below, is that I did a 7-day challenge where I, you know, tested this, not like this principle. I mean, I always do this to, you know, have laser focus, but I joined Monetize and I wanted to do a 7-day review video on it. I mean, maybe I'm gonna extend it to a month if you guys think it's, you know, if it was good, but I will do definitely a 7-day video where I'm just gonna go over my experience for Monetize, you know, from Iman Getzi, basically, go over my experience, what I think is good, what I think is not good, and just gonna let you literally go with me through the whole week in the course. And yeah, guys, that was it with the video. I'm not even trolling. Today I was like, actually, normally I'm always talking like 100 minutes, but today I'm just think I was kind of more quick with it. And again, don't forget it, it's tomorrow on 8 p.m. on Austria time, so it's GMT +2 on the time zone. And yeah, I will see you guys hopefully in the next video again, and